Nicole is now a hurricane.
Yeah, winds of 75 miles per hour. It's a Cat 1 hurricane, and it's got a lot of warm water to track over before it makes landfall. And so it could conceivably strengthen even more before it does make landfall overnight tonight. Right now, we've got a hurricane making its way for Florida. A hurricane is on the way, and this is going to produce storm surge up to 5, maybe 6 feet, combined with astronomically higher tides. We're going to have major coastal inundation issues up and down our Atlantic beaches tonight, starting at 8:30 at the time of high tide, then again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Really, the tide will never go out. As this comes closer, the seas will rise, plateauing, waves on top of that. Already we've seen some inundation. The damage is going to get even worse. The storm still about 140 miles away. The landfall about 6 to 8 hours from now, about 1 in the morning or thereabouts. It'll track toward more likely the Sebastian's Inlet area, maybe down toward Vero, although the cone of uncertainty extends all the way up toward Patrick Space Force Base and Cocoa Beach and all the way south toward Hobe Sound and Jupiter. That said, it doesn't really matter where you are relative to the storm. The wind field, the extent of the winds go out hundreds of miles, and so we are going to catch impacts. 100% chance of that, and also power outages around a lot of the region. Not everybody loses it, but a lot of us do, with tree falls happening in places that it did not happen during Hurricane Ian. This is coming in from a different direction. Ian provided only a glancing blow to some of the beaches, like in Brevard County, but this one they're going to feel the full force, and it may be the first landfall, if indeed this hurricane makes landfall in Brevard County, since 1915. I know in 2004 we had Francis and Jean. A lot of homes there were damaged or destroyed, but those were just sort of glancing blows. Those were just very big hurricanes. This one could actually potentially make a landfall in Brevard County, just upping the ante on everything. Right now we're seeing wind gusts between 40 and 60 miles an hour. So far we've had a peak gust about 65 miles per hour near New Smyrna Beach. Right now 46 miles per hour at Palm Coast. But if you're on the beach, if you're kind of near the buildings, there's a wind tunnel effect. You'll see a lot of folks getting blown around down there in our live reports. I want to show you the structure though, this thing using Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. Here's the coastline, center of circulation right now over Grand Bahama, approaching Freeport. It's now officially a hurricane. This band, though, this band is the main band of bad weather coming our way. So even though the landfall tonight happens at 1 in the morning, we're going to start seeing conditions deteriorating exponentially with each passing minute on the coastline starting around 10 o'clock tonight. As this main band comes ashore, we'll see steady winds about 40 to 60 miles an hour with hurricane force gusts developing. And obviously, as you get closer to the eye, as that comes ashore, those gusts will become much higher as there's an eye wall that'll be approaching places like Palm Bay by 1 a.m. So the eye, the landfall, Port St. Lucie, let's not obsess over the landfall location there at Port St. Lucie, because the full force of this is actually going to be north of that eye in Palm Bay, in southern Brevard County. From there, it'll quickly race across the peninsula, but be on the same longitude, the vertical line here, as Orlando by 6 in the morning. So Orlando is also going to catch hurricane force wind gusts as Hurricane Nicole races across the peninsula, but by lunchtime, most of the action starts to wind down, but the damage will have been done. We're going to continue tracking this coming up. We've got a high tide coming up at 8:30. That's a very dangerous time now that the sun has set. Coastal inundation. Luann and Ray will be the big legacy of this storm. All of the damage along the coast, while Ian's legacy was all the inland flooding.
Yeah, we're going to have a completely different coastline, I'm afraid, Brooke.